Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone coming into the new year, all exciting and happy to be here. I call this meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. If we'd like, we'll start a roll call to my right.
Thatcher here.
Morris here.
Hollowell here.
Okay, let the record reflect that a quorum of council is present. At this time, we can all rise for the invocation and the pledge. And Mr. Colby Clapp, if you could come forward.
Pledge first, certification. Let's pray together. Father, we come before you and we ask your blessing upon this town and all the people that live here. Father, for your justice to be apparent, for your love to flow, and for the goodness of people here to build one another up. Father, just thank you for this town and all the many things in it that we can give thanks for, and Father, help us to get better. Help us always to strive to be more in line with your will and with your word. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Now to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. I don't see we have any proclamations or presentations of any kind. No? Okay. So let's just move on to 5. If we could move on to 5 staff reports. Do we have anyone wishing to have anything about any of the different departments of the city? Any updates or anything of that sort? No? Okay. Start making it easy tonight. At this time, we'll move into the public comments section of the meeting and hear from those who have signed in before the meeting was called. I'm just going to call from the top. I guess that'd be easiest. I don't see that it's on an agenda item, so I don't know if it's Mr. or Mrs. Jones. Which one? Mr. Mrs. Jones? On Carnegie Street, it looks like. Oh, okay. Okay, so then let's move on to Sean Salter. Mr. Sean, I didn't realize that was your last name.
No worries. Good evening, council members. My name is Sean Salter. I live at 1123 Rome Hill Road in Bullard, Texas. I just simply wanted to express our gratitude for you all hosting the town hall meeting. I know that we learned some very valuable insights for areas of opportunities that were identified. I just wanted to commit to you we continue to work with various departments within the city. And if any of you have any questions about anything that we identified or things that we have in place, we're happy to spend as much time with anyone that would like to ask questions and provide as much education as we possibly can. But we really just simply wanted to express our gratitude.
Thank you. And thank you for the service y'all provide as well. Okay, so no other public comments. We'll go into the consent item, 7.1, the minutes. This is for the minutes for December 13th, 2022. Did everybody have a chance to review this? And did anybody have any questions or corrections of any sort that they might have seen? No? Well, if not, then I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I move approval of the consent calendar item of minutes of December 13th, 2022.
Okay, I have a,
Second.
okay, all in approval?
Aye.
We're having technical difficulties. Hold on just a sec.
Aye from me too.
Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? No? Okay, minutes approved. Okay, so let's all move on down to 8.1, which would be the Sigma update. Ms. McKenzie, do we have anything?
Yes, ma'am. And Councilmember Parrish also wanted me to let everyone know that he's not here due to illness.
Okay.
I didn't mention that roll call, I apologize. I did speak with Mr. Hawkins this afternoon, and he told me that the employees are back to work, that morale is back up to where they are used to it being, that product is being made, and that everything is going well.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then let's move on to,
I have a question.
oh, sure.
Did he happen to say what the schedule is? Are they 24/7 or?
He did not mention any sort of schedule or whatever. He did not.
Okay,
I can ask and report back, though, if you'd like me to.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions on the Sigma update? Okay. Let's move on then to 8.2. Consider fee waiver request for Friends of the Animal Shelter. Come on down.
Denise Miranda, 250 County Road 4592, Winnsboro, 75494. I'm here representing the Friends of the Winnsboro Animal Shelter to ask for the fee waiver for the Civic Center for our 8th annual casino night on February 11th.
Okay. And this is just for the Civic Center only, correct?
Any of the rental fees that go with the Civic
Okay,
Center.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I believe it's all been combined into one account, so just like that. And I would like you to know that we are coming up with with a program that we hope will benefit the city of Winnsboro. We plan to get it off the ground probably around casino night is when it will be officially announced. But the Friends of the Animal Shelter, we have designated $8,000 from our budget this year to start, and we've also applied for a grant to increase those funds, to offer to the citizens of Winnsboro free spay and neuter for their pets, for those who need to get them spayed or neutered and can't afford it, and shots too. I know this has been done before with other organizations, and hopefully it'll be successful, and we will be announcing that so that people of Winnsboro will know that it's available to them. So that'll probably be announced in February.
That would be a tremendous help.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
Okay.
Denise, how many tickets have you sold so far for the casino night?
Tell
Do
you
you
the truth,
know?
I don't know, because Nina's handling all the tickets, and we're not meeting until next week, so she'll give us an update at that time. But I really don't know if they're going fast or if they're going slow or what's going on. I just show up. And we go from there. But I'm sure it'll be, it's been a success every year, so tickets are available if you're ready, if anyone wants to get their tickets.
But they can buy them at the door, too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we can buy them at the door.
Okay. Any other questions for Ms. Denise? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I move approval of the fee waiver in the amount of $250 for Friends of the Winnsboro Animal Shelter.
I'll second.
Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
None opposed? Okay, so let's move on to 8.3. Consider resolution number 2023-01 in support of the rehabilitation of senior housing facilities. Did everyone have a chance to review the resolution presented? I don't believe there's anyone here from the Housing Authority.
No, Michael Fogel was the one who reached out to us, and he indicated that they were more than triple booked tonight, so I do have him available to ask questions to. Council has them, but he was not able to be here.
Do you know exactly what they're planning to do to?
So there are 32 units total in this particular development, and this is actually a two-part. It's they obtained the apartments, and it is an extensive like-new remodel. And this is a tax credit that the state of Texas offers to certain organizations where it's a 30-year term that they have to keep these units in like-new condition. There are fairly rigorous inspections by the state ongoing, and so they are anticipating around $50,000 to $55,000 per unit to get them back in like-new condition.
And what happens to the people that are in those units?
My understanding of the program, not entirely sure, but my understanding of how that works is that they work around the people that are there. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but that's a question I did pose to Michael early on.
Anyone else have questions? Mr. Jim?
And so they're requesting a reduced building permit fee to $250.
Well, part of the state's requirement is proof that the city has buy-in, and so they ask for some sort of monetary contribution, so that's a part of it that has to be built into a resolution. So it's kind of twofold.
Anyone else?
Says they're asking for a symbolic resolution of support from City Council and a letter of resolution from City committing $250 total, not per unit.
Mackenzie, do you know how old the Housing Authority District?
I do not. I want to say 1988.
Oh, okay.
I read it. I
It
couldn't
was built in
remember.
1988.
With no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I move that we grant the fee waiver request. Approve the resolution 8.3, number 2023-01 in support of rehabilitation of a senior housing facility.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, the resolution carries. Okay, let's go to 8.4, golf court ordinance discussion. I believe on this issue, I personally met or talked with some of the people, and they understand exactly where the city stands on this, about the state laws and things of that sort. So they agreed at this time, there's really no need for a discussion. Of course, if anything comes up, it can always, of course, be put back on the agenda. So if anyone has anything else they would add, by all means, we can
So
discuss it.
in other words, in lieu of a city ordinance, then state law prevails and the
Yes.
city's just enforcing state law.
Yeah, and we also discussed, this had come before council, I can't quote the year because honestly, I just can't remember the year prior, and it was also denied at that time because of the same reason.
It was
So,
2019, I believe.
is that when it was? So, I have nothing personal. If y'all have, of course, we can discuss it. No one was on the agenda, so, any other questions?
Well, do they understand all of the state rules and regulations, and are they going to adhere to them, such as having a driver's license for anyone that is driving the vehicle, and that person needs to be 17 years of age or older?
We didn't go over each individually thing, but we did refer back to the state law. And then we also even mentioned that we had requested I believe the city had requested that people put the placard on the back of the golf carts. I think it was slow moving. The golf carts had to be insured, kind of like a motor vehicle. Of course, however you insure a golf cart, I don't know if it would go under your vehicle or your home or owners. I don't own a golf cart, so I don't know that. So I think everyone understands that all those have to be provided. And like I said, if in the future, of course, if we need to bring this back up for discussion, we're more than welcome to do so.
Well, I personally would have liked to have seen people here that both were for and against any kind of resolution that the city had, so that the rest of the council could have input.
Well, everyone was free to come.
I'm wondering if they realize that this is limited to roads with no more than 35 mile per hour speed limits. Because that was kind of the road that was in question, so it has a higher speed limit than that, but I'm good with going by the state.
And that's, as long as they understand that. And, the other thing too is operating the golf cart in an area that is a residential subdivision as defined by Section 209 with the property code. And I know that a lot of them are operated in the Edgewood division. And there is not a homeowners association in that division that has rules, and it's not necessary since we have state rules. But I personally have seen children on a golf cart, and there were 7, and 3 of them were standing up on the back of the golf cart, and the driver was much younger than 17 years old. And that is a major, major concern to me. If I see that, of course the police didn't see it, that the person that owns that golf cart certainly should have been aware of how it was being used. And I think it's important for the safety of our children.
Of course.
That's all I have to say.
Most golf carts,
That's all I
and
have to
I
say.
don't own a golf cart, like I said. I don't play golf either. So, I think most people do understand the fact that if it seats 4 people, there should be 4 people present. If it seats 2 people, there should be 2 people present on the golf cart. But like I said, I think at this time we could just kind of, table it, and then of course if there's further discussion needed, we could always bring it back.
There's no action.
So, good? Okay, so then, and of course, if anyone wants to read the rules rules or whatever, however you want to put this, they're more than welcome to log in and look at the agenda and they can see it. It's fully visible. There's areas highlighted and things of that sort. Okay?
The rules are also stated under the TML, also has given an opinion, and are also stated you can go to the Texas Municipal League, log in there and type in golf carts, and it will outline the rules.
Okay. Anything else? No? Okay, so let's move on to 8.5. Consider approval of award for general obligation bond, RFP number 22-01, the street improvement project. This is consider approval for award for the general obligation bond that was voted on by the citizens. Mackenzie, did everybody get a chance to review? Okay, so did anybody have any questions?
I have a question, Mackenzie, perhaps you can answer. Which streets are we talking about?
For this one, this project, there are two different street projects, just for clarification. This one does not include utilities, curb or gutter, and the next one that council will be considering does include utilities and curb and gutter. So this one that's up for discussion is South Post Oak, East Carnegie, Hope Lane, Locust, North Franklin, Jean Ray, Hopper, Dela Cruz, Newsom, South Mills, Nichols, South Beach, and Elm. And I can get you a copy of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Started to write it.
Yeah, I can get you a copy of that.
Oh, well, you
Thank
lost
you.
me after the first
Yeah.
three. So.
I know we're going to be asked.
Sure, absolutely. And I mean, if you guys would like, we can post a copy of the streets on the website even. If
That would be
That would be good.
Okay. I think that the arrangement is going to be a little bit different than I just rattled them off. Joey has really done an excellent job of handling this project, being that he doesn't really do streets, but he's really done a great job of going back and reviewing the roads and prioritizing them, and his team has really helped, really just me personally, with kind of being the boots on the ground for this project. So I'm pretty excited to be working with them on this.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions? Everybody have a chance to review?
Just for a matter of record, I wanted to let everyone know that we had 6 total contractors who submitted for this bid. The two lowest bid submissions were from Texana Land and Asphalt and 5W Contracting, who is actually going to be subcontracting with area-wide paving. And it would be the recommendation of of myself and the Public Works Director to award the project to the lowest bidder in this particular instance, which was 5W Contracting.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You said 5W?
Does that have to be specified in the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any additional questions, concerns? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve the award for the general obligation bond RFP number 22-01 street improvement project to 5W contractors.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so let's move on to 8.6. Consider approval of award for the general obligation bond, RFQ 22-02, street improvement project. Honestly, I just like saying those words, street improvement projects. Did everybody get a chance to review this one as well? And if so, is there any questions?
Just that you'll send us a list of the streets on
This
this
one's
one.
a little
too.
bit easier. This one is Myrtle and Wheeler. In this particular project, there were also 6 engineers that submitted for this project. We had a traditional scoring committee for this. The scoring committee was myself, the city secretary, the public works director, and then an additional member from his public works team. And the unanimous recommendation of the committee was to award the project to Hayter Engineering. And again, I want to let council know there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that sometimes you guys aren't aware of. And with this particular project, I have to applaud Joey again. One of the things that he noticed is there are certain sections on Myrtle that are going to need curb and gutter. Well, curb and gutter take up a significant portion of the budget that we have allotted for this particular project. And he has gone and found other ways that he can use his manpower within Public Works to help defer some of the costs with the utility lines in order to create the curb and gutter sections to offset the budget. And I think that's just something worth pointing out to you guys, that he was able to do that.
And Mackenzie, could you just describe exactly where on Myrtle Street, because of course Myrtle goes all the ways. This is over by the high school.
Yeah, I actually cannot describe that for you.
Okay,
I'm
well,
so
I
sorry,
can.
but yeah.
No, I can do it. So this is if you're going toward the back entrance of the high school. That real bad, I'm sure if anybody's drove it, they'll know it when I say it's that real bad curve. The road's really narrow. But like if you're going to the football field from the back entrance, that's the road we're speaking of. So just to make it clear what part of Myrtle Street we were talking about, is the one that really needs all the help. So everybody knows. Yes, sir.
May I make one comment, one positive comment?
Sure, go ahead.
I live that way, and we will appreciate anything that's done. We appreciate it, because it is, and the county came through 6 weeks ago with their side move more and turned all of the vegetation back to the fence line, so we actually got a little more street to use now. Really, than we did then. But I'm speaking for myself, and I hope I'm speaking for everybody out that way. Good. Anything y'all do, and I know you're doing all we can, and we do very much appreciate it. And also, I want to thank the Public Works guys for the work they did on the water main bill and COLA.
Thank you, sir. Hey, so do we have any other questions?
I don't see any bid amount on this proposal.
There aren't amounts when you do an RFQ. You have to award an engineering contract based on their qualifications, not a dollar amount. So with the recommendation to award the contract to, the recommendation would be Hayter in this particular instance, that will afford this same committee to get together with that engineer and negotiate the terms of that agreement.
Got it. I just didn't recognize the
Yes,
Q in RF.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor.
Mayor, go ahead, Jim.
I move that we approve the award of the general obligation bond RFQ number 22-02 street improvement project to Hayter Engineering.
Okay,
I'll second.
all in approval?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? No, motion carries. Y'all just don't know how that does my heart good, I say, especially on those two, because the roads are, whew, it's been roads. That's all we can say is the roads. Okay, let's move on to 8.7, the animal shelter update.
So we went out for RFQs on this also, and the scoring committee for this project was myself, the city secretary, Councilmember Thatcher, and the shelter supervisor, Amanda Collins. There was only one submission for this particular project, and it would be the recommendation of the committee to publish a second round to petition for other RFQ submissions, and this time do it with a design build clause in there. So what I've learned in this process is that animal shelters and engineers who specialize in animal shelters typically have their own crew that do the build part, but we only went out as a RFQ for the architect/engineer. And so we want to bid it a second time and include the design build part. We believe that will open up the door for other people to do submission. So we just like an opportunity, a redo on that.
Okay. Does anybody have any additional questions for Mackenzie regarding that? Okay. I'll entertain a motion of,
No, it's just no action.
okay, no action. Okay, so then let's move on to 8.8, presentation of TDA Section 3 goals and concepts as related to the CDBG program and grant contract number CDB 21-301. So did everybody get a chance to go over this? And if so, hopefully we did. Is there any questions?
Mackenzie, do you want to go over this a little bit too?
Sure. So this is a requirement of the Texas Department of Agriculture grant. You'll hear us refer to it as the 301 grant. And it's replacing and rehabilitating some of the inside components of the water tower and then painting the exterior of it also. This particular requirement requires that the city expend any grant funds from this particular project and direct the economic opportunities generated by this project to low or very low income persons. So it's just a way to ensure that we're giving back to the people who need it most. And this publication, because it was posted online, you don't have to read it. It just checks that box as part of the grant.
And the grant is $350,000?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
And what is the city's
I believe
share?
it's 52,500.
The voice is going. Any further discussion? Questions?
Do you need action on this item, or is it?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say, what are we going to put on the water tower?
And that will be a discussion, trying to pull some things together and hopefully have some ideas brought to council, or maybe if we have time, I'm going to talk with the grant administrators to see if maybe we can put something out to the public and do some sort of, I don't know how we're going to handle that, but when they asked us what you wanted on the water, what do you guys want on the water tower, Angie and I both kind of just took a really deep breath and was like, we don't know. That's a big decision for,
Yeah.
you know, be very visible, and we want to get it right, so.
Well, that'll be exciting, though. That's right, so everybody can watch it as it's done and everything else, so.
Don't do like Mineola.
See, that's what I'm
They
afraid
have a
of.
wasp on theirs, and they're the yellow jackets, but it's a wasp.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We are here. You have welcome to paradise. Okay, so if there's no further topics or discussions,
I just want to say one thing real
sure,
quick.
go ahead.
The MLK is Monday, MLK Day is Monday, and there's going to be a parade. And we would like everyone who can come and attend the parade. Starts at 10:30, goes from the high school to the MLK Park. And once they get there, there'll be a short program and lunch like we did last year. And it's growing, and so we want to invite everyone to come be a part of that.
And if you've never been a part of it, I was very fortunate to go last year. And they had a gentleman, and I'm sorry I cannot remember his name, read the speech. And it almost like gave you chills listening to it again. So, you know, everybody knows, of course, MLK, they know, but just to hear it again and to hear the words, it's amazing how much it even still fits and goes with today's world. So I agree with Miss CJ there that if you have the opportunity, it's well worth to go out and participate in that program.
Mayor, I heard back on Ms. Jones' question from the housing developers,
Uh-huh.
if as far as how that will be handled. He indicated that there are multiple individual buildings, so it's easy for us to renovate 1 or 2 buildings at a time, then move residents at our cost into newly renovated unit buildings as they become online. So residents will have to move that one time, only have to move that one time, but no displacement. 6 to 12 months before starting construction, they will stop leasing any units that become vacant. That allows for natural vacancy and flexibility to have those vacant units for a rolling rehab.
Okay, thank you.
That sounds
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay, anything further? Well, the next regular city council meeting will be held on February 14th. Oh, Valentine's Day. We all know you want to be here for Valentine's Day. So, anyone who wishes to be present or to present business to the council at that meeting must submit a completed request to be placed on the agenda to City Hall by 12 p.m. on Monday, 8 days prior to the meeting for approval to be placed on the agenda. I will never get that memorized. Okay? The city council meeting for today is called at 6:06 p.m. And thank you all for coming.